All right. We are back here at Song of the Day, and we are back in the rock cave after a nice few days up in the Adirondack Mountains. As you saw, it was nice up there, a little too warm for my taste, but it was beautiful. So we are back here in the cave. We're talking music. We mixed everything up last week because of the election. Just totally threw what I was going to do out the window and just ran with it. So I got a bunch of things on the calendar that I got to move around. Haven't quite figured that all out yet, but we've got a lot of great music still for November. So I'm excited about that. But we are going to go with today. We're going to go with yet another Led Zeppelin album. Like I said, I don't make the calendar, I just report on it. And we're talking the anniversary of Led Zeppelin IV on yesterday's date. Was it yesterday or today? The 8th. Anyway, November 8th, they released this record. Now, this record, if you remember, has no title, does not say Led Zeppelin on it, nothing to show who it is. No typing on the front or the back, no catalog number, nothing. It is called the fourth album by Robert Plant. Led Zeppelin IV is probably what we all call it, but also Zoso and Untitled and Runes also referred to this record. They were each band member picked a symbol or drew a symbol that they wanted, and that's what they put out on the only graphics they put on the record. The record company was none too happy about that, but they really pushed hard on that to do that. Coming off Led Zeppelin III, which did not do well as far as critics were concerned, and they had been touring a lot. They turned down a lot of touring offers to record this record. They went out into the countryside, and they were at Headley Grange, and that's where they wrote and recorded a lot of this music. Is this the best album in rock and roll history of all time? The number one album? Some would argue yes. I don't know what to say about that. I guess it's possible. But a lot of people have this down as the single best record of all time. 37 million copies, tied for sixth in most selling. It's an awesome and epic record, of course. All right, so what do we got for track listings? We got Black Dog first. Awesome opening track. That is about a black dog that was on the property where they were recording. That's where they got the ideas for that, as far as that's concerned. Rock and Roll, what a great song. That's a staple in all their concerts. It's either played first or last, they would say, but they would play that one every single time, of course. Battle of Evermore, written on the mandolin by Jimmy Page. Interesting song. The only song in any Led Zeppelin record that features a female voice. It is Sandy Denny from Fairport Convention. The song is written as Robert Plant is the narrator and she is the town crier. But that's an interesting fact, the only female recorded voice on a Led Zeppelin record. Next up, a little ditty you might have heard of. It's called Stairway to Heaven. If you don't know it, look it up. It's a nice little short song. Not released as a single. They were pushed to release it as a single. I don't know how they would have done that too long. But that one is voted consistently the number one rock song of all time. I mean, it's pretty predictable. It's what can you say about this song? It's endured. Everyone knows this song. Robert Plant got sick of it by 1970, late 70s. He was sick of playing it. But they turned that into a 10 to 15 minute song on their tour. Last time they played it in 1980, it was 15 minutes long. Can you imagine? They said the first time they ever played it, they didn't go over too well. The fans were not ready for a new song. They were waiting for the material that they knew. They use a double neck guitar. Jimmy Page uses a double neck guitar for this because of all the required changes. It's been played in every single concert they've ever done, pretty much. I think every single one. And then in the news recently, there was a lawsuit. We'll post this below, but there's an instrumental called Taurus. And they sued, the estate of this guy sued over saying that Robert Plant had a copy of this record early on and stole it. It went back and forth. It ruled in Led Zeppelin's favor, then it got turned over and assigned to the new Court of Appeals. And in the end, Led Zeppelin just announced this year, that they came out in favor on that regard. So you listen to the recording and see what you think as far as that's concerned. Next song. Is that all we're going to say about Stairway to Heaven? I guess, sure, why not? Misty Mountain Hop. That's a reference to Lord of the Rings. Great song. 4 Sticks. Very difficult to record. They said the most difficult one on the whole record. Only played live once ever by them. Interesting. Next up, Going to California. I love this song. One of the very first Led Zeppelin songs I fell in love with inspired by Joni Mitchell. I just love this jam. I really do. It's a great song. Well, I don't know what's not to like about that one, but that's one of my favorite Led Zeppelin songs of all time. And then last but not least, When the Levee Breaks, the only cover on this record, a 1929 blues record. That's pretty amazing as well. So that's the whole record. What do you guys have to say about Led Zeppelin IV? What's your favorite song? What's your memory about that? This is an awesome record. Picking a song of the day, a little rough on this one, I think. I didn't really think about it before I started recording. And I did not mention that this did not go to number 1 in the United States. It was held back. It was number 2. And held back by 2 different artists, Sly and the Family Stone, and then Carole King kept them from going to number 1. Interesting. But if I'm going to do a song of the day, we're going to do Rock and Roll just because of Monday morning. It seems like an appropriate song for a Monday morning to get your blood pumping, get yourself going for the week. So we're doing Rock and Roll, and we're going to put Going to California under there probably too. But Rock and Roll is your song of the day. Turn it up this morning. You're going to need it. We're at 6, almost 7 minutes. That's perfect. So some more Led Zeppelin. Enjoy it. We got a lot coming up this week. I'll figure it all out. So have a great day. And as usual, you know the drill. I'll catch you on the flip side.